Task number 5, SSH, our beloved SSH. We have used the Telnet protocol in the networking concepts room. Although it is very convenient to log in and administer remote systems, it is risky when all the traffic is sent in a clear text. It is easy for anyone monitoring the network traffic to get hold on your login credentials once you use Telnet. This problem necessitated a solution. Tatu Ilonen developed the secure shell SSH protocol and released SSH 1 in 95 as freeware. Interestingly, it was the same year that Netscape Communications released the SSL 2.0 protocol, a more secure version of SSH 2, was defined in 96. In 99, the OpenBSD developers released OpenSSH, an open source implementation of SSH. Nowadays, when you use an SSH client, it is most likely based on OpenSSH libraries and source code. OpenSSH offers several benefits. We will list a few key points. Secure authentication. Besides password-based authentication, SSH supports public key and two-factor authentication. Confidentiality. If you remember, authentication, confidentiality, and integrity, CIA, if you remember it from previous lessons. Confidentiality. OpenSSH provides end-to-end encryption, protecting against eavesdropping. Furthermore, it notifies you of new server keys to protect against man-in-the-middle attacks. Integrity. In addition to protecting the confidentiality of the exchange data, cryptography also protects the integrity of the traffic. Tunneling. SSH can create a secure tunnel to route other protocols through SSH. This setup leads to a VPN-like connection. X11 forwarding. If you connect to an Unix-like system with a graphical user interface, SSH allows you to use the graphical application over the network. You would issue the command SSH. This is the typical construction of how you use SSH in the command line. If you can see here in this print screen, is basically SSH to invoke SSH and then the IP and then X. So in this case, all right, we'll leave it like this and let me see what is going on with that X. Enables X11 forwarding. This can also be specified on a per host basis in a configuration file. Users with the ability to bypass file permissions on the remote host. You would issue the command SSH username at hostname to connect to an SSH server. If the username is the same as your logged in username, you only need SSH hostname. Then you will be asked for a password. However, if public key authentication is used, you will be logged in immediately. The screenshot below shows an example of running Wireshark on a remote Kali Linux system. The argument -X is required to support running graphical interfaces, for example, SSH, IP, and then -X. The local system needs to have suitable graphical system installed. So basically it shows us in this print screen the fact that we use SSH command with IP and -X to bypass file permission, and then we just look for the IPs of Ethernet 0 of this machine in order to link it up with Wireshark to see the traffic. While the Telnet server listens, just to go back a little bit. So basically here, they just wanted to show us, even though we don't see it, maybe we see it in some other rooms. Basically, they wanted to show us, I presume, the traffic of SSH and Telnet. To see that on Telnet, you can see it, on the SSH, you cannot. While the Telnet server listens on port 23, the server listens on port 22. Answer the questions below. What is the name of the open source implementation of the SSH protocol? Well, if we go over here, in 99, the OpenBSD developers released OpenSSH, an open source implementation of SSH. So the answer is OpenSSH.